Right. Good morning, Keller Williams, Greater Metropolitan, and welcome to our Tuesday sales meeting as we break the binding on the month of December here. Holiday music is in order. So look forward to that on the remaining sales meetings and other Zooms of the year. My name is Michael Rapaski, your CEO and operating principal. I'll be your host for today's festivities as our team leader, Eddie Donnelly, is out this morning. So we're going to dive right in with what we always start with on our sales meetings and all of our trainings and events. A little review of the Y4C2Ts, the belief system for Keller Williams and Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. As we do every week, we want to pick one of these to highlight as we go throughout the week, as we go throughout our business and all of our interactions with all of our deals, all of our proceedings in life, as we have many that we are dealing with here in the holiday season. I always talk about how you interact with and engage with more people in the last 45 days of the year than you do for the first 300. And so there's a lot of opportunities for us to demonstrate values, demonstrate our beliefs, and make sure that we are living up to the person that not only we want to be, but that our clients would want to do business with. So the one that I want to focus on this morning is communication. It is such a powerful tool. You'll always hear our broker, Andrew Ginter, highlight this as the cause of and solution to all of our problems in deals and maybe even in life. I want to highlight, communication this week because we're going to be doing a lot of it throughout the holiday season, throughout the next, the remaining, 27 days, 28 days in the year. We're going to be communicating a lot. And with that, we want to keep this framework of seeking first to understand. So many people look at their role as a relationship manager, as a sales agent, about like going out and having a lot of conversations and talking a lot and saying a lot of things and convincing people even of things. But to be the best friend, partner, agent, leader, we have to invest time, energy, and resources in the communication game, looking to understand what the other party needs, what the other party is trying to say, or how the other party is thinking or feeling. And so as you go through this abundance of interactions throughout the remainder of the year, stay dialed in on asking good questions and really understanding, what does next year hold for that potential client? What are the things that are changing in their world? What are the opportunities that'll exist for them that may or may not include real estate? If we're just going around talking about ourselves, we may miss that opportunity. I heard or read a great article about former British Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli, and it was about his ability to bring out the best in the people around him. That's what made him successful. And one person commented that as they sat next to some other important official in the British government, they left the conversation feeling like that person was the smartest person in the world. And then when they spent time with Benjamin Disraeli, they left the conversation feeling like they themselves were the smartest person in the world. And that was a unique gift that Disraeli had, to stay invested in, ask good questions, and be interested in the other parties. I promise you, if you do that for the next 30 days, you will turn up more business than you ever would have imagined. So as we go through the holiday season, as we burst into 2024, let's focus on good communication, where we seek to understand the opportunities for our clients and what it is that they're trying to achieve in the new year. Okay, a couple of quick shout outs. If you have not yet, and if we could please drop in the chat the link to the year-end survey, as we are getting underway with the end of 2023 and the start of 2024. We want to make sure that we're identifying those things that we can deliver to agents at the highest level, and what it is exactly that you are looking for in your relationship with the brokerage, your relationship with other agents, training, education, opportunities. And so we need you to tell us that. So grab that link out of the chat and please let us know what it is we can do to serve you at the highest level. And then, speaking of serving others at the highest level, the Keller Williams Black Realty Network has partnered with Operation Keep Warm and Stop Violence to support a winter coat drive for students in need. So this is going to be touching kids all the way from preschool through high school. And so it is a tremendous opportunity. This is the last call, I believe. And I saw Alexis Jones on here, and such that I do not undersell the opportunity. I'm going to let Alexis talk a little bit about what is this, why is this, and I believe you were just out at the Daniel E. Morgan pre-K last night, right? Or no, that's tonight. That's tonight.
That's tonight, but we do have updates because we're going to go, we've changed a little bit, but we're going to be at John F. Kennedy High School on Thursday. So we are at the home stretch and we are still in need of monetary donations. If others are looking to purchase coats, we do need, please reach out so that we can provide the sizes. We've have over 180 families sign up. So our goal is 100 coats. You can send over the monetary donations via Venmo or Cash App at the List Sell and Buy team. We are in need of volunteers for Thursday at John F. Kennedy High School. We are going to have 2 tables there where we'll be able to pour into the families and also just talk to them and pour into them about real estate itself.
Excellent. So I love this opportunity, not only based on the time of the year. It is always good to remind ourselves that how fortunate we are to have the opportunities that we do to give back, to obviously fill a gap for a community, but also to get in relationship with people that we can serve, not only in this very moment, but with their journey in real estate and home ownership. Excellent. And team, if anyone has you can drop off coats at either office. So if you've been looking for an excuse to clean out your closet, please do it. We have a few, I think, that I'll be running over from the Rocky River office today as I head to Pepper Pike this afternoon. And then certainly if you find it appropriate, hit the Venmo there, tag it as Operation Keep Warm, and those monetary donations go a long way. Right, Alexis? Because sizing is really important. Like if we end up with a bunch of coats for 7-year-olds and there is a 17-year-old that needs a coat, I know I'm not a good enough seamstress to throw it together, but maybe you are.
No, we'll make it work. But the families have actually put in their sizes, so we have to match them up. So we're going to be
that's wonderful.
Going crazy over the next couple of days.
Excellent. And there's a question in the chat about what time do you need volunteers on Thursdays, and is it okay to share this on social media?
Yes, please share. 5:30 to 8:45. We'll probably do about 2 hours.
Okay. 5:30 to 5:30 to 7:30 ish.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And can you put your contact info in the chat if anybody is interested in reaching out or finding a way to give or being a part of that on Thursday? That'd be awesome.
Thank you.
All right, great. Let's dive into our upcoming training First, we had a great career night last night in the Pepper Pike office, and we have another one coming for our friends in Rocky River on the 18th, and that will be both in person and via Zoom. So let's make sure that if you know someone who's interested in learning more about a career in real estate, or is already in real estate and is interested in learning about Keller Williams and what opportunities exist for them in their real estate business here, please take advantage of that. You can find resources to promote the event on that QR code through that marketing toolkit. And the December training calendar, here we have a few things left for the year, a few very exciting ones. First, I know we were all excited for the MLS tips and tricks session, but unfortunately, based on some of the things going on at the MLS, all positive things, all positive changes, they are in an all hands on deck mode. And so they unfortunately could not accommodate this Friday, nor any other dates in December. So we will look to get that back on the calendar in as soon as possible, as we know a lot of folks were interested in that opportunity. On Wednesday, December 13th at noon in the Rocky River office, we're going to have a great investor mastermind led by Wendy Dixon, and having a conversation with Darian Thomas. So if you don't know Darian is, I think, about 5 years, maybe going on his 6th year in the real estate business. And while he has built a very successful real estate business, he's also become a really successful real estate investor in a very pragmatic and intentional way. And so I'm thrilled to get the conversation out to the masses about what Darian's strategy has been, how he's been intentional about networking and building a playbook around getting in relationships with people who can help you with your investing outcomes. Lunch will be provided. This is open to everybody. It does say your next investment property, but if you don't have any yet, I promise you it'll still be a value add. And a great opportunity to network and get in relationship with other agents. So in person, noon on the 13th. And then on the 14th, our team leader, Eddie Donley, will be demystifying the idea of profit share and growing your downline. Some folks are participating in profit share at a very high level. Other folks are not. And we want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to take advantage of what we offer as a main cultural cornerstone of our company, which is the sharing of the profits. This year, we are on track to share over $1 million of profit in our local market with our agents. So a very, very exciting piece of the puzzle. And if you are interested in getting your unfair share of that $1 million next year, strongly encourage you, grab the link in the chat, sign up for that opportunity. And then our final book club of the year will round out on the 22nd in the Rocky River office. If you're interested in participating and bringing snacks and being a part of that conversation, by all means, please RSVP with Kelly Mann in the Rocky River office. All right, let's talk about what's coming in 2024. Our family reunion slate of keynotes has a very Robbins theme, but is going to be amazing. So we are expecting roughly 20,000 Keller Williams agents from around the world to descend on Las Vegas for the week of family reunion. You're going to hear from Mel Robbins and Tony Robbins. If you don't know who these folks are, I got to tell you, it's time to figure it out. Mel Robbins, one of them, has one of the most prolific podcasts out there. Great business mind, great motivational mind. But and is somebody that if you don't know, take 30 minutes right after this call and go get to know her. It is going to be a very, very valuable conversation between her and Gary. And then Tony Robbins, the arguably the foremost name in personal development and motivation and transformational change for individuals, will be the keynote on Monday night. And so it is going to be a family reunion to remember, and one that is going to blow the doors off. If you're interested in registering, right there is, I believe the link just went in the chat, and there's the QR code. We already have I think 29 or 30 individuals from Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan attending. So the leadership team will be there. And then all of these individuals that you see on your screen. So if you're interested in joining the ranks of these folks, please, take advantage of the opportunity to sign up. If you need to figure out like, hey, what day should I get in? What day should I leave? Where should I stay? You can ask anybody on the leadership team. We can help you get that coordinated and situated. I want to make one thing very clear, and that's that, when you look at this list of individuals, agents that'll be attending, these are the top performers in the company. And so it is not something that I would recommend skipping. There's a reason that of all the things that these individuals could be spending their time doing, they're getting on a plane and going out west, because they understand that this is a great investment in themselves and their business. And so if you're interested in learning more about the opportunity at Family Reunion and how to get there, please, as I said, reach out to any member of the leadership team and we can help you make it happen. All right, let's send it around the horn for some updates from our partners, starting with our friends at Ohio Real Title. I believe I saw a shine on my screen from Rick's haircut. So I figured he was here, but Rick, Janelle, who would ever like to go first? How are we doing this morning?
Good. How are you guys? Obviously well. Anyways, so I just want to talk about partners. Look, we've been cleaning up so many deals lately. It's so important with who you work with, right? Things that are messes take time. And I know everyone wants everything closed like immediately. And this isn't just for your title partners, and it doesn't have to just be us, but just make sure you guys are working with people who are doing things right, not just doing things fast. So that's pretty much all I wanted to throw out there today. Janelle?
I won't take up much time. We'll talk about basic versus enhanced policies next week. So, it's Rick's show today.
Wow.
You like that?
Scary thought. Very scary thought. All right. Well, thank you guys for that. Brief, beautiful, and brilliant. All three taken care of there.
Our pleasure.
Over
Rick's
to
pleasure.
Our speaking of brief, beautiful, and brilliant, the three bears of mortgage, Hadley, Jarecki, and Bullock. How are we doing this morning, gentlemen?
Very well, thank you very much. So three things to touch on today. Federal Reserve Board meeting next week. There's been, I don't want to say a complete 180, but there's definitely been a shift. So about 6 weeks ago, there was about a 20% chance that the Fed was bumping interest rates. There's 100% or 99.9% that they will not move interest rates. Better yet, the expectations were that they might drop interest rates, the Fed that is, next June. Right now, they're putting it about a 60% chance of next March. So it's been a favorable swing to interest rates, where we were over 8% for a little while in October, got back into the sevens. We're comfortably in the mid, and in some cases the very low sevens, depending on the buyer profile. So very, very good little early holiday gift for us all. Next one, loan limits officially increased. So conventional loans, 766. Any loan over 766,000, that's the new jumbo. So we got a bump there. And the new FHA loan limit, 498,000. So that is a big number. So more good news. And then we're going to throw out a new, I mentioned it, it's on the Facebook, and you'll hear us talking about this a bit more, but a new conventional $6,500 no strings attached grant. This is unique because it's where you're moving from. So it's a weird footprint, and we'll try and get to see it at some point. But for someone living in parts of University Heights, Cleveland Heights, part of Cleveland, city of Cleveland, Euclid, Maple, Bedford, part of Lorraine, if they're currently living with mom and dad there or renting there, conventional buyer, first-time buyer, $6,500, and we'll pay for your appraisal. No income limit on this. So we're dying to get this one out there. You want to have a first-time home buyer seminar at one of these little markets and say, hey, come to this one. You qualify for the loan, you're getting $6,500. It's a pretty cool one to throw out there. So we can expand on that a bit more. Next week, I'm going to have a great story about how you can prevent lenders from stealing your business, stealing your listing, stealing your buyer. So yeah, keep you on the hook there. But Don, anything you want to add in there?
No, I just flew back from Vegas on a red eye, so my mind's still a little foggy. So I'll defer to Chris right now.
Chris?
Oh, sorry, my my Zoom kind of lagged there on me. That $6,500 grant, just wanted to mention too, these aren't like OFA. These aren't second liens that they might need to pay back down the road if they want to refinance in the next year. This is, truly a grant program. We have CCM exclusive stuff if, they're moving to a new area, if they're moving from an area. We've got the Smart Start, you name it. There's plenty of first-time homebuyer programs out there to take advantage of.
Excellent. Guys, a great opportunity. If you have anybody who's an FHA buyer that was unable to get it done this year, a great nugget from Sean there at the beginning about that limit being increased. That certainly opens up a lot of opportunities for them. So use that as an excuse to re-engage with your clients and keep a conversation going as we move into or through December and into 2024. All right, Gina. This is Gina Legeza. I saw you on the line earlier.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody. I will be working with our leadership team, as always, to get information out to you. Just want to let everybody know that our data collection form is changing. For those of you that are in RealPro, our web portal system, you've noticed the changes. As far as what the changes are, from now on, you'll be required to put the appliance names in. We don't require serial numbers, but when you complete your data collection form, we will require the appliance names. Also, we have a new compliance for those clients who have waived the home warranty. We are requiring, Mike, in order for them to have their E&O coverage, for them just to simply fill out 4 lines, even though their client passed on the warranty. This gets them the E&O coverage, and it's very simple. It's their client's name, their client's address, their client's email and phone number. They click a checkbox and submit. It's that simple. It's not available on .loop at this time, but like I said, I'm working with our leadership to get the form on .loop. I have instructions all written out with the changes, so it'll be very easy. Mike, we want to really tighten our belts with all these lawsuits that we hear about, and we want to make sure that we're protecting our agents now more than ever and being more compliant. So that is part of this change. And I'm available as always to answer any questions. Please feel free to reach out to me, but that is what's coming for our data collection changes.
And can you just for folks on the line, like when you talk about the E&O coverage, what exactly are you referencing there?
Sure. Thank you. So if you're named in a lawsuit, we will cover 75% of your E&O deductible. That's up to $3,750, Michael. And right now, more than ever, you want to make sure that you're offering the home warranty so that if you are named in a lawsuit, you have that protection. I will tell you, there's 876 more lawsuits in 2023, Michael, than there were in 2022. So people, unfortunately, are getting named in these lawsuits and they are being sued. So extremely important to offer the home warranty. If your clients don't want the warranty, you're going to simply fill out a few forms on the line excuse me, you're going to fill out a few lines of the form just to make sure that you are covered with E&O coverage.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for clarifying that. And we'll look forward to getting that information on some of those updates out to the agents this week.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. And Liz Kosminski from the Leverage Center can't be here today, but I will go ahead and plug the wares of that shop collectively. Not only the transaction coordination component, which if you have worked yourself into 1, 2, or 3 different contracts, and you're dealing with those over the holiday season, along with people in town, along with hosting, along with all these other things, think about leveraging Liz and the Leverage Center as a release valve. Get yourself some extra support, an extra set of eyeballs, and somebody to manage the transaction while you're managing everything that you have going on at home or with any holiday travel that you have planned. And then, of course, a couple weeks ago, we did a session on maximizing holiday touches. Head to www.exploreleverage.com and look at all of the options to have the Leverage Center build out a pop-by strategy, do your holiday mailings, do any of the things that you are sitting there right now thinking, oh yeah, I need to do that. And then in 30 days, you will be sitting there saying, oh, I wish I would have done that. Take advantage of the opportunity to have somebody else execute on your behalf. Your clients will be none the wiser, and they'll be all the more excited to actually get something rather than receive over the airwaves this mystical intention that you were going to send them a card or tell them Happy New Year. All right. Which brings us to the top of the hour and a very, very fun conversation. As we get towards the end of the year, we are going to take the opportunity to highlight a few individuals who have made strides in their business this year, unpack some of it, talk about what they're looking at for next year, and look to provide the group, the company at large, with some insights on how we might get more out of 2024. So we're going to talk to all 3 of them at once, but coming out of the gate and being pinned to your screen first will be Mike Arco. Mike has been with the company. It'll be, I think, 5 years in January, right, Mike?
February, correct.
February, 5 years in February. So an experienced, long in the tooth realtor in the modern era, some would say. Alexis Jones will be celebrating her, is it 1 or 2 year anniversary? 2 year anniversary with the company next spring?
2 year.
2 years with the company in the spring. And then Brian Bropst, who is will be 4 years next fall.
Yep, in August.
All right, excellent. Well, let's kill the share screen and let's get everybody's faces up here. So I think of the 3 of us, Brian, you are a successful agent on a team. Mike, you are a successful individual agent, and Alexis, you are a successful rainmaker. So we're going to spread the gamut here in terms of who's doing what type of business. But I want to start by just thinking back, get in the Wayback Machine, put yourself in December of 2022, right? So December of last year, coming into 23. What were you, what was it that you were, what were your intentions? What were you focused on doing differently in your business at this time last year, throughout the year? And then how did that manifest or show up throughout the year? Start with you, Alexis.
So for me, I had, when I first got into real estate and I became an agent, my target was social media. So a lot of my clients, by December, I saw that's where my clients were coming from. And I always had an area that I wanted to target. So my targeted area was the Euclid area. So I sit on 3 boards within the Euclid area. I am the HOA president for my street. I do fix and flips within Euclid also. So I just wanted to have my sign in as many yards as I could within the Euclid area, but also be available for what the community needed. And those were more homeowners within the area.
So you were really dialed in on Euclid as your priority for 2023.
It was my priority, yes.
Okay, excellent. And then before we'll circle back, but go over to Mike real quick. Mike, coming into 2023, your focus, your intention for the year, what?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of optimism just because 22, it wasn't the greatest year at the time. I had hired a new coach. So I was excited for the challenge that was ahead of me, and I knew kind of what I was signing up for. And after not working is the way that I call it in 2022, and just kind of waiting for business to come to me, I was excited for the challenge and opportunity to where, you know, prospecting was going to be back as like the solid core foundation of my entire business. So yeah, I mean, I was excited. I was very optimistic at this point last year.
All right. And Brian, what was your focus and intention heading into 2023?
My focus was really based on systems. And what I wanted to start with was really taking care of my database. I wanted to take the 36 touch to a higher level. So I really focused on, you know, email, phone calls, texts, but like Alexa said, social media had a big part to do as well. I do that every day with the likes, the shares, the comments, and that really seems to work well. But I still think I can take my touches up a notch, but that's my main focus now.
All right.
As well.
So we'll get to that in a minute. So as we look at, like, hey, you're coming into the year, you've got this plan, you got this optimism, you got this like, oh, if I just do this, I'm gonna, you know, it's gonna start raining cash. As you go throughout the year, the life will throw distractions at you. The business won't necessarily do what you tell it to do. So as you met challenges throughout the year, what did you do, or who did you rely on, or where did you go to maintain your focus and you know, get back on the path or stay on the path? So that's a free-for-all question. Whoever wants to answer that.
Well, I will, because one of the things that really helps me is having an accountability partner, and being with Wesley. The man's an amazing accountability partner, and that really helped me develop better systems and stick to them.
Yeah, right. They're the best system in the world. Doesn't matter if you don't run it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Mike? Did you just prospect every day, no problems?
No, as I should be doing right now. But
well, we appreciate you making exception for the team.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, kind of back to what Brian said, accountability, you know, coaching for me has always been like, you know, I'm if I don't have someone holding me accountable, or like, you know, knowing that I will be punished if I don't do a certain thing. Not that I'll stay in bed all day, but I sure as hell won't show up and get on the phone and call, you know, expired listings or my database or my sphere, or whoever it is that I need to be calling on. You know, networking with people from different markets too, has been a big game changer this year. Going to different events and talking to people in different areas of the country. Believe it or not, when you call a lot of expired listings, they're not just people who live in our owner-occupied residence in Cleveland, Ohio. They're people from all over the country. So being able, for the world for that matter, but being able to like adapt and understand people's way of lives of, you know, from New York or from California, or you know, if it's someone that has a foreign background, being able to understand all ways of life, all backgrounds, it helps you communicate, you know, a lot better with whoever it is that you're talking to. So that's been really, really a good thing this year, you know, for me as well.
Excellent. And then Alexis, for you, whenever you get 2 or 3 listings in a row outside of Euclid, right? It's how do you fight the opportunity to go, spread yourself out further and further and instead refocus on, hey, this is the community I want to win in.
So just going back to what Mike said, it's also just setting those goals. So setting those goals, figuring out how we're going to adapt to those goals. I do my biggest draw to my clients is on relationships. And it's not just so networking events, relationships with other realtors. Right now I have 2 listings, but being able to realtors to reach out and say, hey, your listings are great, or my staging, different things like that. I have a buyer already. Do you have anything else? So just building those relationships overall, setting those goals. Kawan and I started a team this year. So that accountability just came from that, because we can't let, our team down. We started with just me and Kawan, just to, set the tone and just figure out where we wanted to go with it. Ton of restructuring, but overall just accountability. That was the biggest part of our accountability.
Yeah, I love that. Having a coach, having a partner, having just a battle buddy, somebody that's going to ask you if you did what you were supposed to do, like that can be huge. And to hear that from all 3 of you, I hope everybody who's listening in is, if you don't have that and you're looking for that, I promise you there's somebody across the expanse of our company here in Northeast Ohio that is also looking for that, and we would love to match you together. So you all mentioned some level of adaptation or change. What was one of the biggest tweaks that you made for your business throughout the year? Like, you came in, first half of the year looked one way, and then by August or September, you found yourself behaving differently or executing differently, or lead generating differently. Like, what changed throughout the year? What was the shift that you made?
So the shift for me is, when I came into real estate, I would get all these tons of investors reaching out to me from social media. And I would say, Kwan, I don't want to deal with these investors. You take them, So I had to really dive in, because in any market, investors are going to buy homes. No matter if the interest rates are up, no matter what's going on, they're always going to purchase. So some of those investors that would reach out and say, I want to find this $20,000 home in Cleveland, I would say, wait, we're not going to. And that would be for them as in a buy and hold. I transitioned them to fix and flips. So I transitioned them to fix and flips within the Euclid area. So not only is that building up the community, but also let's start here with the fix and flips. And then let's transition later, once you can get more money in your bucket, to those buy and holds. So me is just tackling down and saying, okay, I'm going to work with investors. And for me, that has been, I would say, about 35% of my business this year.
Yeah, that's that we probably all want to go sell the $2 and $3 million properties or whatever it is. We all have an idea of what our business is going to look like and who our clients are going to be. And you had a certain subset of the population showing up asking for help and decided to help them. Love that. Brian, Mike, any evolutions or shifts in your business this year in the way that you approached it?
I wouldn't necessarily say shifts. I would say that, I'm human and I get distracted easily, whether it be whatever going on at home or investment projects, which I really enjoy doing, but you need to sell real estate in order to pay for that stuff. But it's easy to take a day off of selling real estate or lead generating to go work on an investment project or to go meet a contractor to go over, whatever your plan may be. So realizing that I'm human and that I get distracted easily, like I feel like sometimes I'm on a hamster wheel, of, start lead generating, sign some listings, get distracted, rinse and repeat. Now I have now I have to, get back into it again. Like, my workout routine for that matter. We've all been there. So I wouldn't say anything specifically on shifting. I think just, working harder to, create that identity that just comes in and gets my work done in the morning when I'm supposed to do it, so that I don't have to do this rinse and repeat. So I don't have to do this rinse and repeat, it's like an ongoing cycle. So that would be, I guess, my best answer to that question.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and is that something that you're, leaning into the relationship with your coach on?
Yeah, and trust me, I'm penalized. I'm penalized on that a lot. Yesterday, for example, not to get into a whole lot, but yesterday I decided to not come in the morning and meet a contractor for an investment project. I missed my 8 a.m. check-in, so my 12:30 call this week, or today actually, is canceled. So, again, that whole accountability aspect of it, those coaching calls are very expensive. So, if I didn't have him, then, I was racing to get to the office by 8, but I ended up being late. So, one thing to add on accountability, if you have an accountability power partner, like, kind of feel like you have a little bit of an imposter syndrome, being, with them, or find someone that I think is beneficial. Like, find someone you're kind of a little bit afraid of, so that it really does sting and hurt when you end up screwing up. So just wanted to add that on accountability. But yeah, having my coach has definitely been helpful with staying on course and kind of redefining that identity. So
I love that. And Brian, for you, any mid-game adjustments that you made that you feel like paid off?
Beginning of last year, I wasn't using the DTD2 very much. I started to get into it, and I like the structure. I was in a different service industry for 30 years that was very structured. And obviously I do better with structure. So again, hand in hand with the accountability partner, it keeps me structured, because I don't want to walk in his office and say, no, I didn't do it. It's not that he's going to beat me up or anything, but I let myself down by not doing it. So that's where
I think, we often talk about real estate offers, the 3 F's: freedom, flexibility, and financial opportunity. And sometimes we get a little drunk on freedom and flexibility, where it's, hey, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And then that turns into not doing anything. So will you explain to the group what DTD2? I know you threw that out there, rolls right off the tongue, sounds pretty cool. Maybe like a Star Wars character, but what exactly is the DTD2 system?
Well, what it is, they've broken down all 52 weeks of the year, and you've got 2 letters in your database to touch base with, and then 1 letter to text. And it just, I've got everything in my CRM listed so that I can just click on that 1 tag, and boom, there's the names I need to call this week. And it really is easier.
So you come into the office and you're like, all right, I know I need to talk to people about real estate. So who am I going to talk to this week? Oh, it's A and W week. So I'll just talk to anyone who's an A.
It's just mindless, because if I have to sit and figure out who to call, I'm not going to do it.
No,
I'm going to go to Starbucks. I'm not going to do it.
or you're going to spend 20 minutes trying to figure out who's most likely to buy a house next year and try and just call them.
Right.
Which, if you could do that, you'd be the richest man in Babylon.
And the thing is, you can't think about who's going to buy a house or who's going to sell a house. A lot of the deals I got this year were people I never thought were going to buy or sell.
No.
So you can't think of it that way either. You got to talk to everyone.
Excellent. Now let's have the same conversation. Coming into 2024, right? So you guys have had a great year in 2023, stabilized, evolved, grown your businesses. What's your intention for next year, right? If we're having this conversation in 12 months, what do you want to be articulating in this conversation next year?
Well, I want to build my database, but I also want to get outside of that.
Okay.
Like Mike said, going to different events, organizations, things like that. I need to meet more people, and I think that's going to help me a lot.
That's awesome. So you've got a foundation of your business is the database, and you feel very comfortable working your database. You have a system around the database. To do more business, that database needs to be bigger.
Correct.
Right. So I just want to, just because it's a conversation I've had a lot recently, like when we're talking about lead generation and getting into relationship with people, it's not deal generation, right? We're not looking for just the leads are, hey, here's a person that, isn't going to go sleep, is going to sleep under a roof tonight, tomorrow, and the next night, and someday may need to transact real estate. Great. Let's put them in our database and communicate with them in a systematic way. So lead generation can be really intentional for you at that point. All right, Mike, Alexis, intentions for 2024. Brian's going to grow his database. What are you going to do?
For me, it's continuing to grow my database as well. What works for me is getting out there in front of people. So continue to have those networking events. And overall, just my sphere of influence has been very good to me this year. So continuing on that, as well as social media being my #1 tool.
So you've found a lot of success by zeroing in on the Euclid area, getting involved, being, taking a position of leadership, whether it be, on various boards or in your community, and that like you're doubling down on that. If some is good, more is better.
Yeah, doubling down on that. Just, I think what agents, even new agents, just being honest about your business. So I serve everyone, whether it's, commercial based, if it's, buyers, those for the team, as well as listings. Everything is not going to be beautiful, but just, just diving down and just understanding that and just building off of that, building those clients, building those relationships, treating everybody fair, because they're a source of your lead generation to bring on new clients as well.
Yeah, I love that. Mike?
I just did the math. 80% of my business this year came from either my SOI or past clients. And I knew the number was high. So again, I'm very optimistic about next year with like doubling down on that. My new admin hire, we're gonna have a huge focus on making sure we're touching that group in a systematic way. My foundation's always been for sale by owners and expireds and haven't met. And it's still, I'm not going to ignore that, but I'm also going to actually just look at the numbers, and what the numbers are telling me is that the majority of my business comes from my SOI and past clients. So I'm going to be pouring into them a lot more this coming year.
Yeah. Now, and I want to highlight something, because like you have a real strength and capacity around for sale by owners and expireds, right? As you said, that's how you built your business.
Yeah.
And that maybe is more comfortable and natural for you than going and talking to your sphere or your past clients. Is that the case?
Yeah. So to put in perspective, out of all of my past client sales that I've had this year, all but one of them started out as either a for sale by owner, I don't think any of them started out as an expired, but they all started out as a for sale by owner, whether they be an investor or just a past client who I helped them sell, their house. But that pool, that tree, I guess, continues just to grow and branch out. One FSBO that I called back in 2020, he's accounted for 7 sales this year. So just by, and it was actually a drive-by. Drive-by in Euclid. I not to step on Alexis's toes in her territory.
Hey man, be careful. She's
but no, I saw the sign. Yeah, I saw the sign. House looked like it needed a lot of work. Well, he was working on the inside. He didn't work on the outside yet, and I ended up converting him, and he's been a really good resource. So
yeah. And so knowing that you've got to stay on the path of FSBOs and expireds as your primary lead generation, you're leveraging with a new hire to focus on and do some of the legwork around your past clients and your sphere of influence, which is yielding a tremendous amount of business, right?
Right.
I mean, you expect to, at least.
Yeah.
That's great. So important, everybody, all of you recognizing like, hey, here's what's working. I'm going to do more of it next year. And I want everybody to hear that message, as that whenever whenever the market is changing, as it, listen, it changed in the back half of 22. It continued to evolve in 2023. It has the potential to change again in 2024. The answer isn't always, well, if the market's doing something completely different, so do I, right? It may be, depending on where your business is, right? If you were only doing foreclosures in 2010 and you did not stop focusing only on foreclosures in, come 2019, your business would suffer. Sometimes though, in a market like we expect to be going into, the answer might be, I need to just focus on what's working, right? The Pareto principle of, hey, listen, farming Euclid led to a lot of leverageable opportunities for Alexis this year. Hammering the database made a difference for Brian this year, right? Getting back into a relationship focused on accountability and coaching was the thing that led to Mike's initial success and what is reestablished as success this year. Those sort of things there's no revolution there, right? It's all figuring out, like, what do I want to double down on? And I want to highlight one thing that you all have in common. Where are all of you right now?
I'm at home today because I'm under the weather.
But I'm where are you?
In the office.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Brian?
I'm in the office.
Mike?
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Now, and it's not that you just decided to darken the door of our establishment today. How many days a week are each of you typically in the office?
4 days for me.
Yeah, it's
5.
usually 5 days. I have
5 days.
kids. I can't
Yeah.
work with.
What is it that you like about being in the office? What is it that you get from it? What does it do for you?
It puts you in the working mindset.
Mm-hmm. It does. And I had to do a lot of time blocking because I was overkilling myself. So I know that I need to get to the office by 9 o'clock and at least leave 2 or 3 o'clock. And then I'm done. When I get home, I may take a few calls, but that's it. So I had to get back in that mindset of my past work, just being there and really digging into it and getting it done in that set amount of time, not stopping and cleaning up, not leaving, not running around, really tying into things that are productive.
Yeah. Mike, anything to share there?
I mean, yeah, it just helps be efficient. I don't have a playground in here or a TV or anything to distract me. So it just helps you be efficient with the 3 kids at home. And I mean, that would be a challenge working at home. I like, it helps kind of with the accountability and like the routine and, doing the same thing every single day and, helping with that, identity you're trying to create by, showing up every single day. It's just like one more like task or goal to accomplish that is an easy thing to accomplish that can kind of help you keep that ball rolling of good outcomes, for each and every day. So yeah, it's just my place where my brain works, I think, the best when it comes to working. So yeah. And I gotta say, I mean, it's nice to be around other people too. So your energy is a lot higher when I can hear people as I can right now out in the cafe or the Emmerman team behind me. It's nice to hear energy and people talking real estate. It kind of makes you it makes calling easier. When it's super quiet and nobody's here, it's a little bit depressing to get on the phones and get yelled at. But when there's other people talking about transacting real estate, it kind of gives you that little kick in the butt that I got to get another client. I hear Brooke talking about, she's got a closing today and I don't have anything, for a couple of weeks. I gotta really, really step it into higher gear and get things going.
Yeah, that's anybody who doesn't believe that, I challenge you to spend a week just coming into the office and doing real estate related work and talking to people about real estate. Your energy, your drive, your momentum, all of those things will be increased, as Mike just said. There is when you're around a bunch of people doing a thing, you're gonna naturally start to do that thing as well. That's good and bad, right? That works both ways. So we're open for business 5 days a week and have space for you. Come on in, take advantage of it, get some work done. And as you know, and I don't think anybody is there putting in 12 or 14-hour days, right? Alexis, you said get in, get out, get in, get your work done, and then get on with the rest of the day, right?
Depends on the day. Yes.
All right. Last thing as we hit the bottom of the hour here. Any advice, any just maxims, tips, tricks, anything you want to share as parting shots for everybody on the call? Just as we round the corner into 2024 to make it a great year next year.
Don't let the market or economy scare you. Show up and work every day. Find someone to work side by side with as in some type of accountability. But keep the blinders on. Just work every day. You're gonna be fine. Everyone, I mean, if you do that, you'll be fine. I always say work hard, be a good person, do the right thing. Money will come. Everything will fall into place. So.
And figure out what you like to do best, because if you're doing what you enjoy doing, you're not working at all.
I agree with what Mike says, building those relationships and just knowing your numbers and just digging into them. Me, I don't have much experience with the past market, so I just continue to do what I'm doing, and that's knowing my numbers and just figuring out ways to make sure I'm tackling my goals.
Love that. Love that. Thank you all for being a great example of the opportunity that the real estate industry and the company provides and the culture of the company by sharing, what your secrets to success have been in recent years, and cannot wait to support all of you in a big 2024. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, team. That's all for today. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you back real soon.